Welcome. Today we will be going through invoice and document requirements, valid, invalid invoices, and product packaging picture, etc. In this video, we will learn what is required to apply on a restricted category or brand. We'll explain what type of documents you should submit for your selling application for certain products, brands, categories, and subcategories. Amazon requires that you obtain approval before listing some products for sale by submitting an application through Seller Central. As a part of your selling application, we often ask that you provide an invoice for review. Types of invoices: acceptable invoice or sales invoice. An invoice or sales invoice is an itemized list of goods shipped or purchased, usually specifying the price and terms of sale. Commercial invoices are acceptable as long as they have been issued by the supplier of the products reflected on the invoice. Not acceptable. This list may not be comprehensive. Any document other than invoice or sales invoice is considered unacceptable for the purposes of this process. Receipts from online or physical brick-and-mortar retailers, for example, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, etc. Order confirmations, online and hard copies, and packing slips. Customs invoices provided by the person or corporation is that exporting an item across international borders. Bills of landing, a document issued by a carrier that lists goods being shipped and specifies the terms of their transport. Invoices in an editable file format, for example, Word or Excel. PayPal invoices, invoices from liquidators or retailers who only supply used goods. Invoices from marketplace or auction sites, for example, eBay.com and Alibaba.com. Sales orders, purchase orders, or pro forma invoices. A document sent in advance of a shipment or delivery of goods but does not serve as an agreement. Seller created or issued invoices. Issuer information matches the seller. Invoices submitted by a third-party consultant service. Invoices issued by companies that only deal with import-export, logistics, courier, or similar services. Supplier identity. Invoice should state the supplier's name and contact information. Invoice authenticity. The invoice must not be digitally created, altered, or otherwise counterfeited. Legibility. The invoice must be legible, not too dark, not too light, or too blurry. Pricing information and banking information may be obscured, however, no other information may be redacted. Date. The invoice issue date should be no more than 365 days before the application date. Seller information. The invoice must contain the seller's legal business name and address saved on the seller account information page in Seller Central. Product names and quantities. The invoice must include identifiable product names and belong to the brand, ASIN, category, or product group specific to what they are applying for. For example, if the seller is applying for the brand Nike, the invoice must include Nike products. The invoices must meet the unit requirements. Check whether the products are listed as individual units or case packs before summing the total. For example, the quantity field may say 1, but the description says 10 quantity, which would meet requirements. For certain products, categories and subcategories, Amazon requires that you obtain approval before listing products for sale by submitting an application through Seller Central. As a part of your selling application, we often ask that you provide pictures of your product for review. Let's talk about what we expect to see in the product photos you submit. We require that you submit photographs of your physical product and its label. Stock images and computer-generated mock-ups won't be accepted. Your photos won't be used for marketing purposes or the product's detail page. there is no need for a professional photo shoot. The photos are only for our review. So feel free to take pictures using your phone's camera if it's convenient. We ask that you provide pictures of each side of your product and its packaging. Make sure all label information such as the product's name or ingredients are visible and easy to read. If the products are too blurry or if any information is obscured, we may ask for additional photos. Be sure that the pictures you provide match the product you're applying to sell and that the label is appropriate for the country and region you're applying to sell in. We also need to see the brand owner or manufacturer name on the label in addition to their contact information. Valid contact information includes at least one of the following: a physical address, a website URL, or a phone number. For physical addresses, ensure the label shows the business's full address. Partial addresses, where information such as the street, city, or postal code is missing, may be rejected. If you are the brand owner or manufacturer of your product, make sure your label information is accurate and up to date. For example, if you recently changed your business address, be sure that your label reflects the same. Keep in mind that all labels must be secured to the product or its packaging. Please know that you must meet all application requirements to obtain approval. As a best practice, you should review our requirements on the Selling Applications page before you submit your application. To ensure that you have the correct documents for approval, during our review, we may reach out to you if we need additional information. For United Arab Emirates Marketplace, certain products require additional documents from selling partners to submit, such as declaration of conformity and test reports with information as displayed. Thank you for watching this video. Now you have a clear insight on what are the various requirements for invoice or document.